Hi there. My name is Mark Pierce, and I'm the pastor of a brand new church that we're calling Church Requel. Now I get asked all the time, Mark, how did you pick out the name Requel? What does Requel mean? Well, actually, we have to borrow the name Requel from the movie business. Yes, in the movie business, I'm sure that you've heard of the word sequel, right? That would be the name of a story or a film or a movie that comes after another movie. If you stop and think back in the Star Wars days, right, we had the Star Wars, which was the original movie, but then after that we had The Empire Strikes Back and then The Return of the Jedi. And then in the TV business and the movie business, there were all kinds of sequels, right? There was Star Trek, and then there was Star Trek The Next Generation. And then, of course, there were all the Superman movies. And then who could forget about Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6? Well, also in the Star Wars, we found out that there was such a thing as a prequel. Now, a prequel would be the story that comes before another story, right? And we found out that in Star Wars indeed wasn't the original movie at all, but that there were three movies that came before Star Wars, and they were all called prequels. Well, in the movie business, over the course of the last year or so, we have seen something called a requel, which is another telling of the same story, a remake, if you will, but in a new and a fresh way. Now let's take this and apply it to church. What we want Church Requel to be would be a church that is a new and a fresh church, or a church that tells the gospel or good news story in a new and fresh and relevant way for our culture today. You know, in the church area, we also have, of course, the prequel, which would be the Old Testament. That would be the story before the story of Christ and his church. And we've had 2,000 years of the sequel. And you know, just like in the movie business, sometimes in the church business, the sequels haven't been as good as the original story. What we want to do at Church Requel is get back to the beginning, get back to the roots, get back to the concept of church the way that we think Jesus might have meant for it to be. So if you want to go to a church where the fellowship is great, where people are really loving one another, where the mission of the church is to love God and love people, then Church Requel is the Requel church that you will want to attend.